Yeehaw, baby. We are done with Monday work. Now for the drive. The drive live. The live drive. That's what we're going to start calling this chat. The live drive. The live drive. It's kind of just a little bit of ways to drive here. So I was sitting there eating my sandwich, and I'm watching, you know, I'm done. I try not to watch no world news. World news is just the same pathetic shit. Everybody marching to the same drum beat off the cliff, bunch of fucking lemmings. This whole country and every other slave in the rest of the world just marching off the cliff to insanity, marching to their own death, marching to the drum beat to their own death. Make sure I got my stuff here. So I'm watching, I guess it'd be national news, but not political, you know, the unpolitical shit. And that's, motherfuckers are out of control, man. I don't know what it is, but to me, I've seen more like young girls be killed in the news. Like it's a fucking epidemic, you know, like every week someone's either fucking kidnapping and raping a girl and killing her, or just straight out killing her. I mean, you had the FedEx driver. What up, Maze Cat? What up, Walter? You had that FedEx driver, I think he was, or UPS. He hit some little girl and then put her in his van and then broke her neck and then dumped her body, or some fucking wild shit like that. Just something so crazy. And I'm sure there's more to the story. If you follow up on it, there's probably more to it. He probably didn't just bump her with his truck or whatever he said his story was. Who the fuck knows? But from young girls to, you know, just like toddlers and shit, all the way up to, you know, like 21-year-old girls, 18, 19-year-old girls. I mean, even those fucking college girls that got stabbed to death. It's like, it's just crazy. It's crazy how crazy the world has gotten, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. And what you're like, oh, so Tony, what makes you bring this up? So I mean, you see it every day. It's nothing new, but I'm not desensitized by it. You know, I'm just not. I see this fucking boy is 14. And he murders this girl that's 13. He stabs her 114 times. And now, of course, he's claiming insanity. This, that, and the other, of course. He's still gonna get, you know, 40 to life. And to me, if that was my daughter, you know, I'd wait the 40 years if I don't try to get myself thrown in prison on purpose so I can be around him and just take him out myself. You know, you stab my daughter, you know, if that, you know, I don't even like talking about what ifs. I don't even do that. I don't even want to go down that road. But all I'm saying is, for that to happen to that girl is fucking insanity. You know, he stabs her 114 times. I need some breeze going on in here, but I don't want it so damn loud. It's just insanity, man. Like, sick fuck. And you're 14. Like, what the fuck, man? I can't remember exactly what I was doing at 14, but it had to do with being outside and probably getting into some mischief. Probably spray painting on somebody's brick wall. You know what I mean? And here's fucking 14-year-olds. Now the kid is 16 and taking 2 years now, I guess, for his ass to go to trial. But, Fucci's his name. And the reason I remember that, because it sounds like Fauci, but Fucci. Sounds like coochie. Sounds like a sorry-ass excuse for a motherfucker. You know? God puts us all on this planet to shape and mold our worlds, our path. Shape and mold our path. That's probably better to say. The world is shaped and molded around us, yeah, but we're thrown into this world with the worst outcomes, and most of us older folks, I guess I can start falling into that category now. Do I have permission from the older folks? Most of us older folks, most of us people, you know, we all been through it. Lots of us been in fucking drug houses, been in broken homes, been around pimps and prostitutes and drug addicts. You can name every little I don't want to say cliche, but let's just use it for the sake of the argument. All the little cliche hard things that people have to go through, the adversity that a lot of people got to go through. Most people are not so lucky as to come out unscathed on the other side of the beginning of their life. There's bumps and bruises and all that kind of stuff, inside and outside, emotionally, you know. I mean, the shit that I seen, the shit that I was raised around, the neighborhoods, even with my parents trying the best to have us in, you know, what they thought and what they could afford at the time. I mean, I grew up around straight up fucking gang members. I'm, you know, 80s, 90s baby, when fucking gangbanging was cool, you know. Well, that's what these fools thought at the time, I guess, and maybe some still do, but everybody's been through trauma, everybody's been through emotional ups and downs, and most of us older folks came out stronger on the other side because of it. We came out bruised but not broken, you know. We came out tested but not defeated. Now all these fucking kids, whether it's the fucking hormones and the steroids and the food and the water and all that kind of shit, social media and the indoctrinations in the schools, it all just boils down into one heaping pile of fucking stinky dog shit. And these kids are just not built for nothing. They're built to fucking get made fun at school and they go shoot the school up, or they get made fun of at school, so they go and they kill themselves. You know, somebody says something mean to them on social media, somebody makes fun of them, somebody posts something, and they hurt themselves or they hurt others. And it's like, instead of coming out tried and true on the other end as adults, they're fucking broken little robot, little fragile pieces of glass as children, you know. And so for this guy to fucking, not even guy, fucking kid, 14-year-old kid, stab a young, beautiful little girl, you know, 114 times is just fucking, just bananas, you know. And then they lock the kid up in the back of the car, either for questioning or whatever, but he's in the back of the police car, and he's like fucking live streaming himself, like dumbfounded. And on top of it, I think, and I don't give a fuck what nobody says, okay? I don't give a fuck what nobody says. I don't care if somebody tries to say I'm racist. I don't care if somebody wants to say I'm fucking whatever, because I didn't care when I started this channel. I don't care in the middle of the channel, and I definitely don't care at the end of this channel. But fucking white boys that think they're fucking black, you know. I mean, I think that you could dress a certain way, you could carry yourself a certain way, I guess, and I'm not lumping people into that category. But when you try to mimic the way that black folks talk as a white person, I mean, you are a loser in life. I used to hate that shit when I was a kid, you know. I'm a fucking little half white, half Hispanic, dorky ass little skinny kid at school, and this little white bitch is running around talking like they're fucking black. You know, I hated that shit when I was a little kid. I hate that shit now. I think it's like, at least I'm consistent, you know. I think that if you're gonna fucking try to, I think first of all, if society's gonna say that that this and that and the other is black, and so it can't be appropriated, fucking fine. But don't tell me that black people don't talk a certain way, and don't tell me that white people trying to mimic that shit is not the gayest shit I ever heard or seen in my life. I don't think that's racist. I don't know reason to fucking ring the fire alarm. I just think I'm calling a fucking spade a spade. I think that's what that is. I don't think it's not a new revelation. But this kid's in the back of the car, locked up, whatever, live streaming, and even when he's in the courtroom, if that motherfucker, you couldn't see him and you heard him talking, you would think it was a black kid. I mean, it's just, I don't even know what town this is. I should have done my homework to find out where the fuck these kids are, but the story is all types of fucking drama at school, so-and-so fucking so-and-so, so-and-so fucking blah, blah, blah. I mean, I guess the same shit was going on in school when I was a kid. I don't really remember a lot of that in middle school, which they would have been in middle school. I mean, high school, of course. But it just seems like fucking younger and younger kids are fucking mentally ill and out of fucking control. What they're seeing on TV, what they're being told in the classroom, and then what's being, supported and allowed by their parents also. So that fool's in the back of the fucking cop car talking like he's a little fucking ghetto ass black kid, playing fucking like perfectly different, like he fucking stabbed the chick 114 fucking times. Like he's not running by fucking home surveillance camera at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever it is, only motherfucker on the road. Like his mom don't got fucking surveillance on her house and in her house, and that bitch is part of the crime too. She tried to wash the blood off the kids' clothes. But I just think it's insanity. I think that the business against women, it's funny because there's all this push to stop men, the toxic masculinity. It's all these like agenda, it's all this propaganda and agenda to shut down the protectors, the men that protect these little girls and these young women and women in general. Bash us, make us feel like fucking shit, make us feel like little punk ass bitches. And a lot of people are with that shit. 2023, they're just with that shit, whether it's just out of ignorance, laziness, whatever. I mean, I've argued for mad chats like our only job here on this planet, really, as adults, is to protect these kids at all costs. I mean, boys and girls, but when it comes to girls, I have a little girl, so the way I feel about that shit is like I'd break the fucking world in half. I'd be gaining some super fucking powers because I would move heaven and earth for my daughter. And I just don't understand how people are willing to let their kids be indoctrinate their kids, allow their kids to be mutilated and experimented on with all these different fucking drugs. Even if you're not putting them on hormones or something like that, you're putting them on some type of fucking mood stabilizer or something like that gets them, they're kids, they're going through puberty and shit. They got hormones going on, they got ups and downs going on in their life. Life is fucking rough as a kid that's growing. You're always fucking going through these things, especially, teenagers and shit. And the best thing you can do is put them on a fucking drug for something that naturally happens to them. Kids are gonna be up and down. Kids are gonna do dumb shit. But to keep allowing our kids to be indoctrinated and to push them into the indoctrination because we're too lazy to deal with our own kids, pushing them off to the TV, pushing them off to the cell phones. And I'm not fucking perfect, but you know, it's too easy to always put on a movie, or you know, hey, fucking look that up on your phone, you know, like my kid will ask me something sometimes and I don't fucking know, but hey, Google it. But you know, I could take more time and we could Google it, or something, you know. I could have fucking encyclopedias like my parents had, but it's just it's crazy how bad the kids are being used and used up. Watching some other story about a fucking 9-year-old girl. I think they're down in Tampa Bay, and the mom lets her one of her friends watch her kid, and her friend goes over to some random ass dude's house she's known for 3 days, and goes over to the house with the little girl, and then fucking lets the dude send her somewhere to go pick up some weed with the little 9-year-old girl with the dude who she's only known for 3 days, and he fucking strangles her and or sexually assaults her, strangles her, and fucking throws her in the bay or whatever, you know. 9 years old, gone like that. It's just fucking, where is society? Where are people? Where the fuck are people? We're not taking care of our kids. It's bad enough that we're not even, we've already bankrupted their future from them. Maybe that's why they don't give a fuck. Maybe they know their parents their parents and grandparents and great grandparents robbed them. Maybe they know that. Maybe that's what it is. They know that we've left them nothing. We know that, or they know that we're marching them off to either go fucking fight some war in some foreign country, or we're willing to fucking put all our money on the table and duke it out with Russia or China, you know? Maybe the kids know that, and so they just don't give a fuck. They got nothing to live for, and that's why they're fucking crazier than ever. But I don't agree with the fact that there's social media and stuff like that, and the media puts stuff out and stuff is kind of pumped in. You know, the news never stops. We would have self-destructed a long time ago too if this technology was around back in the day. But if you had people just reporting on bad things that happened, there really wasn't this many bad things happening, like with kids, as far as fucking kids losing their shit, shooting up a school, or killing themselves at home, or killing somebody else because they got fucking anger issues or depression or whatever the fuck all these kids claim that they have, you know. They just weren't built the same, you know. They were built in some weak-ass factory and turned out like weak-ass robots, and then they break. And it's mostly us adults, it's us parents' fault, you know. Maybe not every single last one of us, but I tell you what, we've all allowed our kids' futures to be robbed by government. That's number one. We don't punish people that are exploiting children. The drag time story hours, the LGBT push in the schools, all this kind of shit. And all this shit started under Obama. I mean, all this Biden shit is just a continuance of Obama. It's Obama on steroids. If Obama would have got his third term, you know? So to sexualize kids or to have any talk like that in school, all that fun time drag strip shows with kids in attendance and all that that's all unpunished. That is all stuff that is going on and we ain't doing nothing about. You had a whole bunch of pedophiles participating in the Epstein thing. Epstein and the highs and the elites and all these motherfuckers like that. They're all doing what they're doing unpunished. It's like I think God gives us the power to fight evil, but if good people don't fight it, then it's allowed to be the majority. It's allowed to be normalized, and it's allowed to be the flavor of the day and the week and the month and the year, and it just never stops. And everybody's so scared. Fuck being canceled. I mean, that's just your fucking smallest worry, but fuck being told all this name calling that they're gonna call you when they call you out. They try to say you're XYZ because you don't support their bullshit. Now that's why they have to put phobic on the end. A phobia. It alludes to you being fucking scared of something. And so everything is like fucking word salad and newspeak, you know? You're a this phobia, you're a that phobia. If you don't agree with pedophile agendas, then you're this phobia and you're a that phobia. You're a homophobe and you're transphobe and you're a bigot and this. I mean, fucking names ain't never hurt before. I don't know why they're gonna start hurting now. And this fucking changing of what words mean and all this kind of shit like that. It was always the plan anyways. But we allowed it to happen. So I just things on the top of my head that I'm thinking about, and that's just how fucking insane this world's gotten, how insane this country's gotten. To me, you could read that story about that Fucci kid and Tristan Bailey, I think her name is. You could read it, you could dig into it a little bit and just see just how sick the kids are. I mean, the kids are fucking sick. The kid talks to his friends and associates or whatever at school, telling people for like a month that he was gonna fucking kill people and bring them into the woods and kill them, and he was gonna do this, that, and the other, and play dumb, and he said everything he was gonna do. He was premeditating everything that he was gonna do, and none of the kids said anything. None of the kids told anybody that mattered, hey, this kid's talking about fucking grabbing somebody, snatching somebody, bringing them into the woods, and stabbing them to death. I mean, the kid is talking about it, and I don't know, man. I remember the little devil worshiper kid in class when I was in like middle school and going into high school. He was a fucking nobody in middle school. Just a fucking, probably somebody that everybody picked on. Just a little fucking loser. And then by high school, he was like a Satanist, right? And that was like his way to like stave off people that wanted to pick on him and shit. Like, you know, to fucking scare people. But those are the 90s. Before Columbine even, I believe. And nobody in a million years would think that something like that would happen back in those days. And now you can go into any YouTube video where they talk about the quiet kid in class, and there'll be a song that's fucking violent or whatever, and it'll say something in the comments about the quiet kid in class. This is what the quiet kid in class is listening to. I mean, these kids today would get all the signs they need from somebody that's going to do something bad and not even say nothing to anybody that mattered. And then even when they said something to somebody that mattered, it'd probably get looked into a little bit and the kid would be turned loose. It's crazy how big evil is now, how evil everything is and how evil everybody is. And you could always just take the political side of things out, the political argument, the world political and, you know, the country political bullshit out of it, that divide, you can take that divide out of it, just write it right off, and see that even if that wasn't the case, we still couldn't make it as a society and a country. The kids are fucking sick. The kids are sick in their fucking heads, number one. The kids are being hurt and kidnapped and raped and put into trafficking rings. All this different kind of shit. All this bad shit. When you think of bad shit, there's like, what's at the top? Like murder, rape, and things with little kids. It's like all three of those are all joined up on the list of really bad things that men do to each other, that humans do to each other. And it seems like I don't know if it cut me off there, but the bad things that people do to each other, you know, murder, rape, things with kids, those are the things that are way up there. And it seems like more and more every day that those kind of things are commonplace. They're happening all the time, every day. And it's like, to me, it's crazy. It blows my mind because it's so much lost potential and lost. It's just. Do you even say tragic? Because I feel like tragic alludes to, you know, well, I guess it is tragic because it alludes to that it didn't have to happen, right? But how many kids, how many awesome, brilliant little kids, teenagers, young people that are finishing high school, going into college, how many of those people, most of them women, those lives being extinguished, you know, and just the waste, the absolute waste of just what could have been. So much life to live, all these kids, so much potential in all these kids. And I mean, the kids are the future, and we've just fucking taken everything from them. Just us as a people, we suck as a species. We don't take care of our old people, we don't take care of our kids. And obviously this doesn't apply to every last single person, but we had to get to this point somehow. There had to be a group memo on this shit, because there's enough people out there doing it, and it's happening, and it's just fucking sad to see. And it really is just crazy. It's just so much shit just jacked, you know. I mean, you think you do a relationship with somebody, you got mad years in, and she does something wrong or whatever happens. It's usually when she does you wrong, though, and you get at the end of that relationship, and a lot of times there's a looking forward to it being done, and shit's awesome, you know, like, fuck yeah, I'm free and everything. But at some point, before the breakup, during the breakup, after the breakup, Jesus Christ, man. Oh my God, guy. I mean, could you, like, held me up any more than that? Freaking A. Fucking sit here all fucking day. You get to the end of that relationship, finally gets over, you're probably happy to be free, maybe you're not, whatever, like that. But at some point in there, you look at it and you go, fuck. All that wasted time that you couldn't get back. When you just can't get it back. 10 years, 20 years, whatever it is, you can't get that time back. You're older, obviously. It's a kid with the potential that it could have had is something like that on steroids, that on a grandiose scale. It's just, I don't even know how you describe it. It's just it's like it's like killing the future. And I don't know. I guess I'm all over all over the place all with words for this, but I really don't have words for it. I'm just thinking like, fuck, man. I'm reading this story, I'm watching the video of the kid plead guilty today, stabbed her 114 times. Just like, fuck, man. I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna do a chat and I'm just gonna talk about how evil this country really has gotten, how far from God everybody is, and how much more worse it's gonna get. Like, it's gonna get way worse. We're not solving any of these problems. There's not any pieces of the puzzle or any pieces of the house being put back together after this massive tsunami, earthquake / tornado. You know, there's not much left. You're trying to pick pieces up, maybe try to put something back together, but ain't nothing being put back together because we're so far gone. And it's just crazy to see that we as adults we aren't the protectors of the kids that we should be. Protecting their future, protecting them now. And all you can do is just read the stories. It's just fucking, it's crazy. This shit's going on. So I might get this, grab that story, put it in the description, so if anybody's interested in it. But you can just Google that Fuchi fuck and you can see his little sorry ass kid, little sorry motherfucker. He's gonna be sentenced 40 years to life with a possibility of parole or a review of his case in 20 years, 25 years, some shit like that. So not only does it in the story and how bad it is and everything, but he's not even gonna be punished equally. He's too young to be executed, so they can't put him up for death row. I say you lock him up for 2 years and then you review his case again in 2 years and then execute him. You know how if you set the example like that, regardless of if it's right in the Bible or not, if you set an example like that, there's not going to be, I don't know that there's not going to be no kids that repeat the same mistake, but can you imagine the example you would think he would set where this motherfucker killed somebody when he was 14 and then was put to death when he was 18? Like, just speedy trial that shit. We're just not punishing criminals. We're not punishing people like they should be punished. And when you do something like that, especially as a fucking young man, whatever the fuck you want to call it, I don't got no sympathy. We back. I think they cut me. Could be the might be back. I can't tell. Looks like the counter's counting. So I'll just finish it up by saying this. I don't got no sympathy for that little fucking turd, And if you're gonna stab some little girl, what up, Ray Clay? If you're gonna stab some little girl 114 times, I mean, it's only right that you fucking an eye for an eye. I understand that the Bible translation of eye for an eye, I guess, is different than what I think eye for an eye is, but eye for an eye, I mean, you have to harm those. Yeah, you have to harm those that harm others. I think I seen A-Train out there. Let me do shout-outs real quick before I lose y'all. A-Train, what up? What up? Walter Davis, what up? I think that's it. Ray Clay, Walter Davis, and A-Train. He's a little fucking scum sucker, and it's just, to me, it's terrible. You're gonna fucking take care of this kid at least for the next 20, 25 years until you review his case. Maybe you might make him do the 40 minimum, right? And to me, prison to me is bad as it fucking is and everything like that. And I've never been to prison, been to jail. Fucking, I can see it's bad enough that I don't need to find out what prison is. But I've been stuck on the boat for more than 6 months, and that felt like prison. But prison for fucking people that are doing these kinds of crimes. You know, they got all the evidence, they got admission, they have everything, they have you on camera killing somebody, and you can't just go ahead and the state just exercise its right and kill the motherfucker back. It just, the process and the this and the that. I mean, I understand the system is flawed. There's been people that did not do the crime and that were found to not do the crime, whatever the fucking, I can't think. I just been working all day. I ain't got brains for this, but those people, I'd like to see what it is. Acquitted, I guess, maybe acquitted of all their charges, found to not be guilty through one way or another. But when you have this open and shut shit, I think when you have it open and shut, I think you just gotta, you know, you got the guy on camera, you got all the fucking DNA evidence, you got all the witnesses, you got all that shit. I mean, this dude had to just take a guilty plea because he was not gonna, you know, and maybe the guilty plea, that's how he gets out of doing a guaranteed life sentence. Because there'd probably be no question, the prosecution, if they won, they probably just, you know, mandatory minimum of fucking 2 life sentences or some crazy shit. I mean, why don't they, what do they think they're going to do? They're going to rehabilitate this kid in 20, 40 years, maybe even 60 years. They think they're going to fucking rehabilitate him. They're going to put him back into society. They're going to put somebody who's 16 in prison. He's going to be up for review in 20, 25 years, and somehow maybe you're gonna be able, I mean, you don't get to do that and then get put back into society, integrated back into society. You just don't. That's somebody's little girl. That's somebody's little girl. You see the story, it makes it only that much more heartbreaking, you know? Because I have a daughter that's almost that age, and it's just fucking, what is wrong? What the fuck is wrong with people? The fuck is wrong with these parents? I would like to just say, we could just stop blaming our habitat. We could stop blaming our. I'd like to hear what other people's thoughts are on shit like this and how crazy just down. I mean, the world's done. Us as a country, we're done. This is the end of it all, and it ain't gonna get any better. So. I ain't gonna continue to tell people to prep and all that. I mean, get your affairs in order however you see fit. But shit's only getting worse from here. And the news is there to prove it. We didn't even talk about the derailment up there. So shout out to everybody out there. I'm gonna be doing these drive time chats probably 3 times a week at least. I'm gonna try. So yeah, buddy. We got our asses beat, ain't that right, Ray Clay? I remember. I was there.